Just as a quick reminder, guys, we are giving out this Snorlax GX box. If you want in to win, remember to go ahead and click the link in the description below, follow the instructions, and tell your friends. What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon OGs.
The original gamers.
I'm Chris.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Neil.
And today, guys, we're going to be doing something a little bit different here. We know a lot of people haven't necessarily seen a lot of the full sets completed. Now, we're going to be going through 3 sets. We're going to be going through the basic set.
Base set, original.
We are going
OG.
to be going through the generation set.
Yep.
And the evolution set.
Yep.
And the reasons why we're going to be going through these is because these are probably 3 of our favorite sets. Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's get started.
First and foremost, let's thank Neil over at Neil's Got Games.
Yes, for providing the cards. We do have pretty close to the completed sets, but not a full complete set like Neil does.
Not organized and as beautiful as
yeah, exactly.
Neil has these.
So as you can see, all of these guys are going to be numbered completely through and throughout. They are in the correct order of the set, and we're just going to kind of flip through them pretty quickly here. As much as possible. I know I'm trying not to hit the camera at all. So, with the base set, now we know that this is probably most people, especially the original collectors, their favorite sets. Now, Neil, you didn't originally start collecting Pokemon cards when they first came out. Would this be your favorite set, or do you have a different favorite set?
So with this particular set, I literally acquired it all at once in a purchase. So I didn't have that like opening packs and like building the set. So I would say that as of right now, no, it's not my favorite set. There might be some more of that like ability to hunt for stuff because there are some condition upgrades. Some of the cards in there aren't in the best shape, and so I would like to go ahead and replace those eventually. And,
this is Generations.
Yeah, so it'll get there. But Generations and Evolutions, as far as complete sets.
Those
And,
are
hunting through and getting and finally building those probably make them my favorite sets actually.
That makes more sense. And yeah, guys, this is Generations right here that we're moving into along the way.
I love that Jolteon card.
The Jolteon is very tight.
like that
One of the more sought after ones in this
Same
series.
with Zapdos.
I like the Articuno and the Zapdos. The artworks that they did with the darker colors instead of just
I think
the
that was
regular.
the first like special card I pulled.
Yeah.
I want to say that as far as the textured full arts, that was one of my because I literally just started collecting Pokemon cards.
I like the
more
Machamp
recently. Yeah, those are probably some of my first like full art texture. The texture's great too.
Yeah.
I love those. Those are some of my favorite cards you can get.
To this next page here. Just continuing to go through. Now, see, with Generations, like, I get the whole idea with Generations. They were trying to form in all the different series that they've had over the years into it. I just don't think they did it right.
My thought, Evolutions should have been Generations.
Exactly.
Where it went through the entire year.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, I think it was like okay, we're going to do Generations, let's see how this goes, and then maybe we'll reprint the base set.
Yeah.
And that's basically what they did.
I feel like it was successful enough that I'm really surprised that with the release of Sun and Moon, you're not getting another, maybe not mythical collection, like you could call it something else, but something where there's a set you can't buy a booster box of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like Generations
Well, they're
right
talking
now.
about coming out with something like Double Crisis. I think that's been rumored.
And that's going to be that book. Now let's move on to this one real quick.
Show them how cool that binder is.
Oh, yeah. Look at that binder, guys. Very tight.
Not quite sponsored by Ultra Pro, but if you would like to,
If you're
contact
watching
information in the
Ultra Pro.
description.
And now this is Evolutions here. And you're going to see a lot of the same artwork from the basic series. That's what it was meant to replicate here. And with the added reverses
In the break.
as well. And of course, these attacks are going to be different, guys, compared to the original cards. A lot of them stayed pretty close, but they did change up a lot of the HP and the attack styles. Like especially the Arcanine is one of the more of the powerhouses that they added in, which should have been, honestly, in my opinion, how it started out. Everyone always loved Arcanine, and I mean, even Pokemon Go here, Arcanine ended up being one of the strongest Pokemon, especially around here, around these pots. And then again, they kept the Magneton's HP to that same 80. I believe it's 80 in the last one, correct? Or is it 60? We'll check it out again. But I always thought that they should have added. Yeah, I know. I'm just going to go through the Mewtwo. And the crazy thing is, too, the Mewtwo, the only way to get that regular holo was through the deck itself.
Team deck, yeah.
awesome Machamp right there. And the regular up tap. Clefairy changed to that fairy type instead of the normal.
Magneton was 60.
It was 60, so they they added 20 to it. Chansey stayed basically the same throughout the whole thing, which is nice.
Is that the one that's from this set that you have a air chance?
The air one, yeah.
air.
So like what it is the hollow inside is also kind of like the reverse,
yeah, it's
but
like
it's
the
the
stars,
whole
right?
entire
All
thing.
stars.
Yeah,
The stars are everywhere.
Yeah,
That's pretty
it's really cool.
That is very cool. Let's go on.
We got
Of all the cards I've ever opened, as far as I know, maybe I just missed it, but I have never received an error card.
Yeah. Well, you pulled the golem, didn't you, from the
air golem.
the generation?
Same type of deal, right? Where the hollow was everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we were looking at it just going, what is different about this
Like,
card?
why does this
Right.
look weird? Why did I stop?
One of my favorite pages right here. Look at all the megas. Those three powerhouses.
One of them
That
is
one
pretty
still looks tight. Ah, that's a loser. That's tight. And then in the back we have the two full art trainers, Surfing Pikachu and Flying Pikachu. I thought that was really cool. I really wish they would have added Happy Birthday Pikachu though.
Yeah.
Right.
The birthday Pikachu I always thought was very tight. And then go over here and then we have the
Promos.
stamped from the
Pre-release.
pre-release.
And the Toys R Us.
there. And that is it for this one. So now what I want to talk about, guys, is what is one thing that you liked about Generations and Evolutions compared to the base set, and what is one thing you didn't like? So overall, what is one thing, starting with Brandon, what is one thing that you didn't like about Generations or Evolutions compared to the base set?
No regular Blastoise.
No regular Blastoise.
Or
Why is that?
Squirtle. Or Wartortle. Like, what?
They did add the X's though.
It did, but why put a base set Charizard then?
Okay. What about you, man?
You know, I've always been a fan of that original Venusaur card.
Original Venusaur.
And it's not...
Yeah, and it's not...
And
yeah.
you've got the
Yeah.
EXs, you got the Megas, but
Go
you
back
don't
to
have...
that original one.
Because to me, I mean, you could see it even from my original collection that I've got 3 of them in a row.
Yeah.
And there's a reason they're all right by each other. That card right
That
there.
one right there. Yeah.
That was one of the first cards I ever got as a kid.
Yeah.
Blastoise was the very first holo I pulled in a pack.
Yeah.
It was tight.
Going to Neil now. Someone who hasn't, you went through it before and you said that you didn't really collect these growing up, but you bought all of them at once. What is one thing that you liked from this set that you wish the O sets would have done?
So there's 2 things that I really, really like about collecting things in general, and one of them is shiny things, and there's not necessarily enough of those in the base set, right? Like,
Very true.
There's more shinies.
No reverse holos.
Reverse
true.
hollows, you get the
Well-
mega full arts, all that cool stuff. I love all that kind of stuff. But the other thing that I really, really love about collecting cards is when you pull that one super rare card, and it makes you just feel so special. And the more limited number of those special cards in the base set make that something that when you do get, like, on this channel, if somehow you're not one of the 31,000 people who've seen the video, there's a feeling you get when you pull this Charizard card from a base set.
Exactly.
Even now,
It wasn't even my card, and it was just...
It can't be replicated. Like,
No, it
even
literally
watching the
can't.
video,
No,
like, I
yeah.
wasn't there that night.
The only
I
thing
watched it
better-
with everybody else.
Literally, the only thing better would have been a first edition.
Yeah.
That's
First
the only
Edition
thing
Shadows.
that would have been better.
Yeah.
and right now you're looking at like Sun and Moon Ultra Ball. I don't have one. I haven't pulled one. I'm gonna be pretty pumped if I pull one, and so I'll get that feeling a little bit, right? But I'm not getting that feeling from every single one of these EXs, even the hyper rares. I'm like,
No,
some
I
of the hyper rares
completely
are cool.
agree.
No, yeah. I mean, we've
well-
talked about it before, too. I mean, as many cards as we open, even when we pull the EXs, I mean, a lot of people say, like, oh, that's a good card. How come you guys aren't excited? We've pulled so many of them.
Yeah.
And it's that feeling that, yes, it's a rare, but is it really, really a rare compared
That's
to what
kind of
we've
our
seen?
fault, too. I mean, we've made ourselves a little numb to it,
That's true.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
'Cause-
well,
true.
the crazy part though about that night, yeah, the videos were posted different days, but that night we pulled the base set Charizard, we pulled the Ultra Ball, and a full art chain.
on a because
Yeah,
you
that
guys recorded
same
2
night.
videos
Yeah,
that night.
yeah, exactly.
And so it was like
That's a good night.
Yeah, even
Well,
though
it's
like
the-
I pulled the Ultra Ball, our reactions to the Charizard were still way more epic than.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
And I'll tell you, even that box of Roaring Skies that I opened,
Oh, that was
that had
ridiculous.
literally every card you could want out of that set.
And it was like we were kind of numb.
Yeah.
It,
Well-
but it, yeah, it
Well,
was
and to me
kind
though,
of.
if I would have pulled that Charizard, I would have lost my mind.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I
And,
would've
and
absolutely lost
again,
my
and
mind.
again, if we were to have another base set, if we were ever to get another one, and it was Charizard, I think we would have the exact same reaction.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now my reaction would
course.
probably be a little bit cooler
And I think a lot
if
of
it was
that-
Blastoise. Because Chris messed up my Blastoise. But
I didn't do it.
You owe him a Blastoise, apparently.
He
So
gave me-
you're going to have to sell your Charizard, get him a Blastoise.
So
another one I was... Sorry.
Go ahead.
Another one, Alakazam. He was not...
Yeah.
They didn't redo an
So-
Alakazam at all.
Yeah.
I just feel like the odds of pulling something special out of base sets or older sets,
It
the
was
way
so
they
much
used to
harder.
do it, was so much harder that when you did pull it, it was that much
And
better.
let's go ahead and show
How
the number
many-
one culprit right there.
That guy.
That's why.
How many times did we get that
Him
guy?
or him. Pokemon breeder.
Yeah.
After we saved up like $6 to buy a booster pack way back in 99,
Mm-hmm.
2000,
And that's
2001.
Electrode, right? And the one set. is,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would have to say two things that I wanted to see them do better. I didn't want to see so many Charizards.
Yeah.
Especially in evolutions, we had the reverse holo,
Charizards
the
were
regular
everywhere.
holo, the full art, the mega full art, the regular mega, and then I can't.
You passed
I think
already.
that's it. And then the Charizard EX, correct?
The beginning is right.
But well, go ahead and show that over too.
There you go.
You can shove that over. So just kind of an example.
And that doesn't even include
There's-
the full arts and the.
4 total right there, and then
Did
we
you go to the first
also.
Oh, those aren't Charizards,
Yeah.
I guess, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just there's
Charmander's
so
Charmander.
You got the
many
four
of
there.
them, and I felt like they overloaded this set too much with the Charizards and made them less important
That
than
guy
what
right
they
there.
used to be.
That guy's pretty tight, though.
But the other thing that I was gonna say that I was really disappointed in was Alakazam. Alakazam
Yeah.
was never shown in the Generations or the other, and he was the very first card out of this
He
original
should
set.
be right here on this page.
No, exactly. There
With-
should have been a Mega, but I think a lot of the reason was because of the Fates Collide. But if you want to throw that argument up, why is Blastoise still in it? Why is Venusaur still in it?
Yeah, I mean, why was Dragonite even?
Dragonite. Yeah.
Dragonite, wasn't he jungle?
No,
Yeah.
no. So I mean,
No, he was
Yeah,
fossil.
hard to-
Fossil.
Well,
There you go.
they had him in the Fossil series,
Yeah.
and then they also had
But
him in
why,
the.
why wasn't that Alakazam?
Exactly, and that's the thing that kind of threw me off with all of it. Now let's go ahead and talk about one thing that we did like about the sets, and we'll go ahead and start it back with you.
Just that they redid it. Like, and then, like, the card that was really cool that they redid were... Which one was it? Not that they redid, but they included
Slowbro.
Slowbro. That was kind of cool.
That's a little bit of a switch up, so
Yeah,
that was nice.
that
That
was
was nice. I thought that was kind of the wild card that they
Mhm.
threw in. I feel like they do that with every single
Yeah.
set, and they just throw in something kind of random. What about you, Nick?
I like that it took me back. You know, with
Yeah.
everyday life, you get so caught up in get up, work, come home.
Exactly.
Like for me, play with my kid,
exactly.
go to sleep, do it over again.
Yeah.
Like being able to open these packs up, it like transported me back to me when me and my brother would buy a booster box, and we'd be sitting there seeing what we pulled.
I completely agree. What about you, Neil?
So I don't have the nostalgia like you have, but it's, I do have that whole grind of like I'm going to work, I go home, I go to bed, I go up, I go to work again. I find collecting, organizing them even, maybe it's just an OCD compulsive
Relaxing.
type of thing. This is super relaxing. I love collecting these cards and opening these packs. And as I mentioned earlier, I love shiny things. And there are a few sets, including like Sun and Moon probably is the number one now. So many shiny things. The full art at the end of this set even. All the full arts that you can get, the textured full arts, they just look amazing.
The hollow energy.
I love the way they look in general.
The hollow
And
energies were awesome.
Hollow energies are great. Anything shiny, man. I'm digging it. Anything that you consider special, maybe it's in finger quotes because some of these are not that. I mean, I think I have like 3 of the Pidgeots, right? Something like that. So they're in the trade box, and it's available for anybody who doesn't have one. But yeah, anything shiny. Whenever you pull one, man, it's awesome.
No, I completely agree. And I would say probably one of my favorite things about this set, kind of like what Nick was saying, and like you were saying, bro, was the fact that you get to relive what you grew up with. You get to see the original artwork. I can't tell you how excited I was, guys, when I opened my pack and I saw that again.
Oh, yeah.
That was the very first card I ever
Or
pulled.
even like Beedrill.
No, exactly. And it's just one of those things where a lot of you younger kids, if you're watching, you might not necessarily be able to relate, but when you do get older, you're going to start to see things change. And obviously, change isn't always the best thing, but when you go and relive what you used to grow up with, it's something completely different. It's something that you have to experience yourself. But a lot of the older collectors are starting to get back into this. And that's what I like about it. This brought back everybody together, especially with Pokemon Go. I think that was one of the biggest
That was
drives.
the reason why.
I think Pokemon Go was one of the biggest things to drive them back to do this.
Released them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I cannot thank them enough for doing that because I get to relive my childhood again. And not only that, we get to show these guys videos that we make. We get to show cards that we have never thought about pulling before. The Charizard.
Yep.
I can't tell you how excited I was when that happened. I mean, you all saw
for
it.
to be on tape.
And yeah, exactly.
Like 20 years from now, we'll be able to go back and
No,
watch
exactly.
that.
Like, that's me.
Exactly.
That's me. But yeah, I think that was probably the most exciting thing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is a little bit different than what we used to do. But if we get enough likes and a lot of people like seeing this, we'll go ahead and show other stuff that we have. Other cards that we haven't necessarily shown that, are a little bit rare. Error cards. The Jungle series,
I've got
full of
a
them.
ton of Jungle series.
Full
errors.
of them. But stuff like that. And hopefully you guys like this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. Leave any comments you may have. Please look forward to the rest of our videos. But most importantly, remember, keep it OG. Hey guys, if you like that video, go ahead and check out a couple of our other videos. They're pretty cool, and I think you'll like them.
Especially that one in the corner.
Oh, what about that other one?
I kind of like the one on the bottom, too.
Oh, that one's a good one.
Ooh, look at that logo. You can subscribe.
Mmm.